Hi guys! Have you ever heard of the Orca Gambit? This gambit is absolutely brutal and deadly when it comes to crushing the Italian game. Yep, the favorite opening of millions of chess players around the world. And here's the reality. About 90% of players who face this gambit fail to see it coming. Okay, let's rock and roll. We kick things off with e4. On the board, we have the Italian game. My advice is, you don't have to continue with the knight to f6, because that opens the door for white's knight to jump to g5. Yep, the fried liver attack. Of course, you should already know the theory behind dealing with the fried liver attack. We'll talk about that another time. Go ahead and play the bishop to c5. Gioco piano. Now your knight is free to jump to f6. Because if white ever tries to bring the knight to g4, you can simply castle, much safer that way. From here, white has a few popular options. They can castle, or they can play d3. But the one we're going to break down is when white responds with c3. Italian game, classical variation. The idea is pretty obvious. They're getting ready to push the d-pawn to d4. Go ahead and play the bishop to g6. That keeps you from losing a tempo by having your bishop chased away by a pawn. Okay? According to the Lichess database, white has two most common moves here. The first one is castling. The other is d4. Let's break down both variations. First, if white castles kingside, go ahead and develop your knight. Besides getting ready to castle, your knight also puts pressure on e4. Guys, take a look at the database. From this position, white usually plays rook to e1 to protect the pawn. Or if white goes with d4, it's pretty simple. Just push the pawn to protect your e5 pawn. Then your knight can capture the pawn. Continue with kingside castling, and your bishop can come to g4 to pin the knight. A pretty standard gioco piano variation. So for this lesson, we're going to focus on the rook to e1. Yep, protecting the pawn. And the most popular move for black here is kingside castling. Go for it if that's what you like. But that doesn't mean I have to like it too. Instead, I'm going to show you a crazy variation. Let's continue with knight to g4. Be careful. f2 is in trouble. And if rook moves back, white is clearly wasting too many tempi. You can simply castle. So most of the time, white is going to push the pawn to d4. More than 80% of white players make this move. Besides blocking the bishop's line to f2, it's also a basic chess principle. Open up the center as quickly as possible when your opponent hasn't castled yet. At the same time, it opens up the bishop's diagonal, making it even more active. Be careful with this variation. Black can fall apart very quickly. So pay close attention, because we're about to go completely crazy! First, capture the pawn. And after white captures back, just look at white's development and how solid the position is. It almost feels like you're falling behind. Feel free to pause the video. What's your move here? Let's get brutal! Guys, are we all agreed? Let's call this the Orca Gambit. It's time to bring the queen out and join the party. Now you're threatening both f2 and h2. If white pushes the pawn to protect f2, it's a forced checkmate in 2. King goes to f1, then queen captures on f2. Game over. So, what do you think white's best response is here? Okay, white has a few different options here. And just so you know, the best move is bishop to e3. But in reality, it's not an easy move to find. We'll come back to that in a moment. And according to the database, the most common move is for the knight to jump back, attacking the queen while protecting the pawn. It looks like a very natural move. Go ahead, just capture the pawn. Check. King has to move into the corner. Pause the video one more time. What's your move here? Okay, brutal! Hey, buddy. Doing good? Relax, guys. The queen is protected by the bishop. So, oh no. My queen! Checkmate. What a masterpiece. A stunning sacrifice combination, crowned with a brilliant checkmate. Let's move on. After c takes d, knight takes knight. Then bring the queen to h4. If knight goes back to f3, just capture the pawn on f2, okay? Or if there's a tactical shot, just capture the bishop. And after queen gives check, move the king back. Then bring the rook to f8, attacking the queen. We're also attacking f2 3 times, and this knight is in trouble. From this position, you're winning by around minus 2.5 for white. That means white is likely to collapse pretty quickly. And what if white responds with the pawn to f3, chasing the knight away? Just capture on h2. Check. King moves. Another check. The king has only one move. Another check. After king goes to d3, there's no choice. Then jump the knight to f3. Check. And white's queen falls. You're winning. Go ahead and play it from here. Enjoy the game. All right, guys, we're back. Let's keep going. What if white doesn't bring the knight to f3 and doesn't push the pawn to f3 either, but instead plays the pawn to h3, preventing the queen strike on h2? No problem. Just capture on f2. Check. King moves. Now we regain the piece. What would you play here as white? Queen captures the bishop? Yes, I like that. Just capture it with the queen. And what if the queen captures the knight instead? What? Let's set up a mating net. Just capture the rook. Hey, king! The king moves. Another check. The king goes back. Discovered check. The king goes back again. A beautiful checkmate. Okay, capturing the knight with the queen is obviously a huge mistake. But what if pawn captures the knight instead? Mamma mia! Mate! Good job, my bishop. So, if pawn captures the knight, then it's simply queen to h4. Mate! Okay, the best move here is the rook attacking the queen. At the same time, it's putting pressure on f7 twice. Bishop is still under attack. Knight is still under attack too. It looks very dangerous. Guys, I think I need a cup of coffee. This position is absolutely terrifying. Okay, feel free to pause the video. What's your move here? We, just push the pawn. Yep, the bishop has to move. My queen! Oh no! My gosh, queen! Just capture the rook back with check. Then capture the queen. You'll be up a rook in no time. That means white is completely beaten up. So it's pretty clear that queen is poisoned. But what if the bishop captures the pawn? Just castle kingside. And with the same idea, if rook captures the queen, just capture back with the knight. Check. At the same time, you're attacking the queen, and the knight is still poisoned. Still. Queen to h4. Checkmate. And if white isn't careful, queen comes to g3, then h2. Checkmate. So, what do you think white should play here? It's the same story as before. If queen captures the knight, it's a forced checkmate in 4 using the mating net, exactly like the last variation. Okay. Mate! We're back. What if queen doesn't capture the knight? Let's say knight jumps to c3. We play queen to g3, then h2. Mate! White has no choice but to play the bishop to f4. So, where should the queen go? Just keep going with the knight, check. After king goes to g1, Go ahead and capture the queen. Discovered check. You're definitely not losing your queen. White is lost. So rook has to capture the knight. Capture the rook back. Bishop is under attack. For instance, bishop takes on c7. Let's capture on b2, putting a little pressure on the rook and attacking the knight twice. At the same time, the knight is pinned to the rook, so no matter what white plays, just capture the knight. Then, if you can, finish off the bishop. If rook defends the knight, just capture it with the bishop. We're clearly up a rook, so go ahead and play it from here. Enjoy the game. Okay, we're back. Or what if knight doesn't go to c3, but instead, queen goes to f3, challenging a queen trade? Go ahead and trade queens. After rook takes queen, jump the knight to f2, check. King moves. Go ahead and chase the bishop away. And after bishop moves back, go ahead and capture on e4. From here, we're up 2 pawns. Stockfish evaluates the position at around minus 1.5 for white. So go ahead and play it from here. You're in the better position. We can also offer a trade. For example, bishop to e6. Your bishop is putting a lot of pressure on the pawns, and it's holding back this dark-squared bishop. Enjoy the game! Okay, we're back! What if the bishop doesn't capture the pawn, but instead, the pawn captures bishop? Oops, sorry, I mean captures the pawn. Go ahead and castle kingside. The top move here is the queen captures the knight. Capture the rook. The bishop captures back. Bishop takes queen. Pawn takes. Continue rook f to e8. Then bring it to e1. Now you're attacking both bishops, and the king's bishop is pinned. So white has to be very careful. The light-squared bishop can't move, because the rook comes to e8, forking the king and the bishop. Even though you're down a piece here, Stockfish still gives white an evaluation of around minus 1.5. Black is better. So the best move is to bring the knight over to defend the bishop. Then just continue with the rook to e1. Now both of white's bishops are pinned. Pawn can't be pushed either. It's pinned to the rook. You can see just how cramped white's position has become. Let's say white plays the pawn to g3, maybe getting ready to bring the king to g2. Go ahead and play the bishop to e3, then capture the knight. After that, you'll be attacking this bishop twice. The problem is, the knight can't move to defend the dark-squared bishop, because the light-squared bishop would be lost, with check. Then the bishop can capture the bishop. White is clearly in a very difficult position. Okay, whatever white plays here, let's say king to g2, overprotecting the bishop. Just go ahead and take the knight. And this bishop is pretty much guaranteed to fall, because we're attacking it twice. So after bishop's trade, go ahead and take the rook. Then just collect the pawns one by one. I'd say your pair of rooks will be much stronger than white's 2 bishops, which means you're clearly winning from here. The rook on a can come to the center, putting pressure on the pawns. Pawn can go to c6, and you'll soon wipe out white's pawns. Go ahead and play it from here. Enjoy the game. Let's go back. And let's keep going. What if white responds with the bishop to e3? This is also considered the best move. Okay, just capture on h2, check. King has to move. Be careful. Knight is under attack. So, go ahead and push the pawn to d5. Besides attacking the bishop, it also protects the knight. After pawn takes pawn, be careful, guys. Then bishop goes to f4. A discovered check is coming, and your queen is about to fall. Yep, let's get the king to safety. Then continue with queen to h1, check. What would you play here as white? Let's say white responds with the pawn to f3. After we give check, bishop might step in to block. So just capture the bishop with check. Rook takes knight. Give another check, and skewer the queen. King goes to e2. Just capture the queen. Still check. King takes queen. Go ahead and play it from here. Then activate your bishop. Rook can come closer to the center. Maybe push the pawn to c6. We're up a pawn. And we still have the bishop pair. Stockfish gives white an evaluation of around -2.5. Enjoy the game. Okay, let's go back and look at another option. What if white doesn't play the pawn to f3? And instead, white responds with knight to c3. Just a standard developing move. Just slide the rook over. It's much more active on the open file. Knight might capture the bishop. If knight chases the queen away, go ahead and give check. If king moves up, just capture the free pawn. Look, the bishop is pinned. Then queen captures the pawn. After king moves, white is going to lose the dark squared bishop, and it's checkmate in just a few moves. That means you're completely winning. So the best move for white here is the knight to g1. Keep giving check. Only move. Another check. Hey, queen. If the knight blocks, queen takes the pawn. Now you're attacking the pinned knight 3 times. You're guaranteed an easy win from here. And what if pawn blocks the check? Just capture the bishop check. Relax, bro. Your rook is protected by the bishop. And the problem is, no matter where the king goes, you're winning. Queen is still threatening the pawn. Stockfish gives white an evaluation of around -5. Okay. I've got a puzzle for you. Let's say the king goes to f2, protecting the pawn. Feel free to pause the video and see if you can find the checkmate in 2. If you find it, drop your answer in the comments. Thanks. Let's go back to this position. Sometimes white continues with the queen to f3, protecting f2, while also threatening the weak pawn on f7. Go ahead and regain the minor piece. Now we're attacking f2 3 times. Your bishop's right eye is focused on the queen side. And if queen gives check, don't worry, your king is perfectly safe. Then just capture the pawn, check. At the same time, you're attacking the rook. The problem is, the pawn can't be pushed. Otherwise, white is going to lose the rook immediately. Or let's take another example. Pawn goes to g3, attacking the queen. Just capture the pawn. Check. King moves. Now bring the bishop back, blocking the queen's line to f2. Then go ahead and capture the pawn, and it's clearly checkmate. Rook can't defend the pawn. Queen comes to h1. Mate! So, after bishop defends the pawn, what's your move? Okay, let's play an intermediate move. Your bishop is still keeping an eye on b2. Your pawn controls d5. So after knight goes to c6, oops, sorry, meaning c3, there won't be a knight jump to d5. But there's a brilliant idea behind it. You can see that white's queen has no access to d5. So after the knight jumps to e5, you're attacking the bishop, and white's queen is trapped. Go ahead and play it from here. We're winning! Okay, let's keep going. After bishop goes to b6, earlier, white castled kingside. But what if white pushes the pawn to d4 right away instead? I like your aggressive style, bro. Go ahead and protect the pawn. If pawn takes, bring your bishop out and pin the knight. If pawn takes, yeah, that pawn looks pretty fat after gobbling up 2 of your pawns. But don't worry, just continue with the knight to f6. Hey, bro, run out of pawns? Relax, guys. Now it's time to win those pawns back. Let's say white castles kingside. Continue with the rook from a to d8. Now we're attacking the queen. And the problem is, queen still has to protect the knight. So after queen moves, let's get the king to safety. If bishop goes to g5, attacking the knight, let's jump the knight to e5. And now you're attacking the pinned knight. Bishop is under attack too. If bishop captures the knight, just capture back with the pawn. Simple and easy. That bishop still isn't safe, man. If bishop retreats, let's capture the knight. Check. Pawn takes knight. Go ahead and attack the rook. Let's say rook moves away. Just capture it, guys. Check. Queen captures the rook. Now tuck your king safely into the bunker. Then bring the rook to g8. White is about to collapse. Let's say white hides the king in the bunker too, avoiding the loss of a tempo. It's considered the best move. Hey, that's their choice. Go ahead and give check. After king moves, you can pick up the pawn. It's a discovered check. Then capture the queen. You're winning, no matter what white does. Let's say white makes a standard move. Continue with queen to c5. Then bishop gives check. And queen captures the pawn. Checkmate. If queen defends the pawn, just slide the queen to g5. Then queen to g2. Mate. It's almost impossible for white to survive from here. Let's say the queen goes to g1, controlling g2. Go ahead and give check. Queen has to capture the bishop. A beautiful checkmate. Hey, bro. Yep, I am. What if pawn doesn't capture the pawn, and instead white goes for a tactical shot? Okay. I like that. Just capture it. Another check. Ay caramba! Queen attacked the bishop? Just takes, bro. If bishop captures, bishop takes. You're still up a piece. Or if queen moves away and gives check, just attack the queen again. If queen captures the bishop, just capture it with the king. So easy. Or if bishop captures the queen, just capture the queen. Still, you're up a knight here. Go ahead and enjoy the game. Okay guys, that's the incredible way to fight the Italian game with the Orca Gambit. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you found it helpful. Wishing you all the best. Take care. I'll see you in the next trap. Thanks for watching.